Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Bryan. The Pittsburgh Steelers now enter Week 5 with a 1-3 record, and next up for them are the Buffalo Bills on the road. For several obvious reasons, the Steelers are 14-point underdogs heading into that Sunday game in Buffalo. With near certain gloom and doom on the horizon for the Steelers when it comes to the team's next 4 games, the rumbles for them to trade away a few current players for draft picks by November 1st are becoming much louder. So, who are the players that many Steelers fans are suggesting be traded away in the next several weeks? Quarterbacks Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph, along with wide receiver Chase Claypool, seem to be the most popular suggestions. Will any of those players be dealt by November 1st, and especially if the Steelers wind up losing 3 or all 4 of their next 4 games? While it probably isn't likely to happen, it probably mostly depends on what kind of offers, if any, that the Steelers would get for any of those players. Merely trading a few of them off for less than a 4th-round draft pick sure doesn't seem worth it, and especially when it comes to Claypool, who still has 1 more year left on his rookie contract after this season. While Claypool surely hasn't lived up to his 2nd-round draft spot to this point, trade him away for peanuts certainly wouldn't be advisable right now. It seems like anything less than a 4th-round draft pick would be doing just that. As for the Steelers maybe trading away Trubisky, who is set to make $8 million in 2023, he might very well have the best chance of being traded away in the coming weeks because of his experience, position that he plays, and the fact that a playoff contending team might have their starter go down and be in a pinch. Even so, there's no way that the Steelers should part ways with Trubisky for anything less than a 4th-round pick. That said, I really don't think that Trubisky will be on the Steelers' 2023 53-man roster at his current scheduled salary, so if the team can get a 4th-round draft pick or a bundle of picks for him in the coming weeks, they should probably consider dealing him, and especially if they lose at least 3 of their next 4 games. Realistically, history tells us that the Steelers aren't likely to be sellers of any kind ahead of the trade deadline. In fact, the last player that they traded away several weeks into a season was running back Tim Worley way back in 1993. That team was even 4-2 at the time, and thus very much in the thick of things. Worley was not happy with his role in the offense that season, as the Steelers had effectively given up on him at that point. They also received 2 conditional picks in return for Worley, and only one of the 2 materialized. In closing, historical trends are made to be broken at some point. That said, I'm not so sure that these next few weeks will result in that happening. If the team does wind up dealing away any players by November 1st, I still contend that Rudolph is the most likely player to be dealt. Stay tuned. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with myself and Alex Skazora every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.